Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here to do an episode of this week. This is a show I do every week and try to upload it by midday on Sunday. It isn't the first episode. Sometimes when I'm running a series, we usually get an episode that came out in the morning, and that is the case today. There is one that's come out this morning. I think this is number 4 of my 31 favorite albums that introduced me to these bands. Series we're running for July. So that came out this morning for those of you who are following that. Okay, so this week is an episode that we talk about what is going to happen on the channel for this week. So the various shows I have throughout the week, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going to be going on them for the week. I'm also going to tell you about the current series that's running and what's left to go through, and then a little bit about the series that is going to be coming up for the month of August. Here we are. We're into August already. And also, just a small correction. I had one episode this week, and I want to say it was my Thursday show, in which, for some reason, I couldn't get access to the computer to upload the video. I made the video, and then for some reason, I wasn't getting access to it. Took me a while to figure out that the access port to my YouTube site was blocked for somehow, so I had to find another entrance way in, and once I figured that out, I was able to upload it. But I do apologize for the wait on the episode. Anyways, having said that, we're going to move on. So the first episode that we do normally during the week comes out on Sunday night at 8 o'clock, and it's called Commonalities Compared. And he's given, so basically what Commonalities Compared is that we do a couple of rock commonalities, two rock commonalities that are similar, to drummers, to guitar players, to bands, to albums, and in this case, 2 artists who do album covers. And we've got 2 of them here that we're going to be doing. Of course, everybody knows this one, Roger Dean. I just picked this album at random. I like this one quite a bit, so it is going to be in on this episode. And Marillion Fugazi, I think it's pronounced. Mark Wilkinson and Roger Dean are the 2 artists we're going to be working on this week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 3 album covers that each of them has done. I'm going to try not to pick them all from the same band. In the case of Roger Dean, that'll be fairly easy because I have a fair number of albums from different bands that he's done as well. Maybe not so much from Mark Wilkinson, but we will see when I get into that, and that will come out tonight actually. So hopefully I'll get all that done and we'll be able to do that. So the next episode that normally comes out on Monday night. This is the oldest show on the channel, called Look Back at a Classic Rock Album, which entails albums that are 15 years or older, that are at least a mid-range 2-1 or a masterpiece album, and I just talk about them. This week I've chosen an album that I bought last month, but I've owned before in the past, and that's the Cars debut album. This is a fine album. Most of the Cars stuff is pretty awesome, I think. This one is one of the best. I love the album cover too. Really kind of iconic, I think. Anyways, that's the album we're going to be doing for a look back at a classic rock album, which will come out Monday at 8 o'clock. So Tuesday's episode this week will be albums that weren't really what we hoped for. And I've chosen an album in a discography. This album's a bit of an outlier because there was problems between the label and the band. The band went a separate way and produced another album, and then this album was released around the same time. So technically speaking, this is their second album, but I think it was released third. And we're talking about Hearts Magazine. A bit of a disappointment album. Still good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think their hearts were in it. No puns intended. And so it doesn't really reach the level of their other 3 or 4 albums that they released in the 70s. but still not a bad album. So we'll be doing that for not what I hoped for this week. So the next show, and that comes out, of course, at 8 o'clock as well on Tuesday. Wednesday's show will be featuring, I'm just going to bring my notes up here. Actually, before we talk about Wednesday's show, we're going to talk about this week's new albums. So, of course, this is the week in which we do the new album that I've purchased. So I've got 5 so far. There may be more, but I'm pretty sure that'll be it for the week, for the month. A little bit of a slow month. I had too many bills to pay. Can't be spending money on records. Not like the old days where you can't eat the records. You know, you got to pay for the food first. So we'll be doing that. That will come out. I believe I'm going to put it out for 4 o'clock on Wednesday. The next show is called Favorites, which will come out at its normal time at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. And this week, we're going to do something a little bit off. So it's going to be a 5-band one. So it'll be 5 bands that still are making great albums. I think there's more than 5, of course, but I'm going to pick the 5 I like. I pretty much know who they're going to be. So I think that'll be kind of exciting because I get to talk about the new albums that they've put out again, which I like to do. And so that's it for favorites for the week. And then the next show is Thursday nights. This week it's album sides as opposed to ranking the songs. And I've chosen this album to do the ranking sides. We're going to do side 1 of Nazareth's Hair of the Dog, featuring Hair of the Dog, Miss Misery, Guilty, and Changing Times. Absolutely perfect side of an album. I wanted to do this for a bit, so we're going to do this from Nazareth at 8 o'clock on Thursday. No show for Friday night, as ranking the albums came to an end last week, and we're going to probably do it again starting in a couple weeks. I have to talk to Ben about it first. I haven't had a chance to get on the internet today, so hopefully by the end of today I will kind of know what I'm going to do for that or how long I'm going to take off. I'm thinking it's going to be a couple of weeks just to give me a breather, and perhaps he wants one as well. Anyways, so that is not going to happen this week. Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, we're going to do a recent album history review. So basically what that is I have a look back at a classic rock album, which is 15 years or older. We have the new albums, which came out this year for what's new, but we don't have anything in that mid-range. So I try to do this show. It's not a show that's scheduled show. It's just an one-off, and I'm going to try to do a one-off this week with recent album reviews on this album, which is the Chronicles of Father Robin, the Songs and Tales of Iowa, Book 1. I do have Book 3 as well. Book 2 has been a bit elusive on me, but we're going to do that one. It's been in my playlist for 5 months already, so really starting to get into it, and I feel it was perfect time to do a recent album review on it. So that one will be next this week. And then on Saturday night at 8 o'clock, we'll do another episode of What's New. And this week we're going to do Deep Purple and their album Equals One, which is their new album, of course. I'm looking forward to listening to this. I haven't had a chance yet. I'm a Deep Purple fan. I would say I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore Deep Purple fan. I do like their music, but they're one of those bands, for whatever reason. There's a few bands like this that I'm really into them, and then I'm really not into them. And then I'm really into them, and then I'm really not into them. So you might want to call me fickle. You know, that might be a way to describe me. I'm fickle on Deep Purple, but I do like them. So we'll be doing that episode this week. So that's it for the regular shows for the week. Now for the series, we have 2 series running. One series this week will be the July series, which I mentioned before at the beginning, which is the 31 albums that introduced me to this band. We're down to basically the last 4 episodes plus an honorable mention, which I will do at the end, which will come out probably sometime in the afternoon, either 12 or 4 o'clock on that particular day. And I'm trying to look here what day that will be. That will be the same day as we're doing favorites and new albums purchased. So now you're getting the number 1 album for the series at 8 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get this honorable mentions at noon, and then you'll get the favorites or the new album release at 4, and then you'll get your regular favorites at 8. So it's going to be a busy day for yours truly. And so the next series that we're going to do, I've decided on a bit of a name for it. I wish I had my other way over there. Doesn't matter. I'll try to muddle through with my blindness. So this series will be entitled My Favorite 31 Albums with 4 album runs, or my favorite 31 bands with 4 album runs. I originally was going to do a 3 album run, but there seemed to be a plethora of that, and then some bands had a couple of 3 album runs. So I decided rather than have to choose between one run or the other, I was going to do a 4 album run instead, and that seems to be my consensus. So I'll be doing my favorite 31 album. Let's do this again. My favorite 31 bands with 4 album runs. There, now we got it. And so that'll be the series for the month of August. Any other things coming up in August that I should know about? No, I do have 2 more monthly series. One planned for November, one planned for December. No mini-series for a bit. I do have one mini-series I've been working on periodically when I have time, which isn't very much, that I will probably run, but I may wait till the new year for it. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of this week, and I hope to see you throughout the week. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Any comments or things? Oh, there was one other thing that I was trying to remember. I forgot, and I just remembered now. One of the gentlemen on the channel asked me to consider a series of his that he had in mind. And I've been looking at it and trying to decide where it might fit in and how I might go about doing it. So when I figure that out, I will make an announcement on it. So anyways, yes, an excellent month coming up, I think. Please hit the like and subscribe. Any comments that you want to leave, you can leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. And we will be back throughout the week to see you for various episodes. Hope to see you then. Take care. Prog Monster. Murph saying goodbye.